Lots of things going on inside of the world of ALGS and some unfortunate sides of the story that I don't think we've been bringing enough attention to. Honestly, to see reps talk like this, it just kind of makes me sad knowing what we've seen in the past with the old TSM roster. But a lot of updates into Scrim, some surprising teams showing up, also some drama with roster mania, teams in the Pro League dropping players like prematurely possibly. What in the world is going on? So firstly, let's dive into this. By the way, I am actually closing my first 2 loans as a loan officer, so if you guys need a house, let me know. I do all 50 states, and man, this is exciting. I've been only doing this for 4 months, and I'm excited. So first off, Oversight Esports, baby. They came out with their Scrim results, and lo and behold, it wasn't Falcons. Finally, the Falcon streak has been broken. It was CCE in first place, Furia in second, Tripods in fourth, Native, Yup, Weave, and NRG most hated and flat. Now take a look at some of these teams. We had the full breakdown here on the ALS website. And basically, the reason that I think that some people found this to be interesting was because who was playing on the CCE team. So Meat Tech was actually playing with CCE. So you had Cap, you had Trev, and Tech playing. And in first place, I don't think anybody really predicted that, but obviously it was a big one. Then Furia having their normal roster in second place. They have a second place curse right now, it seems. And then Falcon, of course, these guys were in first for so long. Not really surprised to see them. But I think one of the big ones here was watching Weave and who they were playing with. Obviously, this is not the normal roster. So they've been playing with Carter as of late. Many people were confused. Why would a Pro League roster of Weave drop their IGL and not have a backup or not have someone already lined up? So it's kind of confusing as to who's actually going to be the permanent addition. Of course, they've been playing a lot with Carter, but many people were also throwing some other names, which we'll talk about pretty soon. So he actually came out to say, I'm looking for one, but saw requirements that you be a human. Input doesn't matter. And everybody's like, why are you playing in CC? You're in Pro League. And he said, well, you can play in CC when you're not in Pro League. And so, yeah, that's when we got the news a couple of days ago that he was officially dropped. But who was he going to be dropped for? That was the real question. And many people were throwing out names like Monsoon. We heard Monsoon was basically someone who had subbed for them in the past. And then maybe if they dropped their IGL after doing pretty solid, that Mon would want to come join them. And I don't know why that would be the logic. And so many people were disputing that. Maybe that wasn't probably the case. But yeah, also had Moon coming out to say, I feel pretty strongly that this probably was not what was happening, and neither of them are that stupid. Why would they drop their IGL after 2 top 10 placements for hope that Mon would join them? I think it's more likely just chemistry issues in the end. So interesting to see what this Pro League roster does, and it does open up a pretty good spot for maybe someone sitting on the sidelines that's not in Pro League right now, or it could just be a swap amongst players inside of it as well. Also, Block 2 eventually started, and you got TSM in second place, Edgers in first, Stallions in third, Disguise, Falcons in fifth, Native in sixth, Liquid, Temper, Skidmark, Empire. So Falcons, obviously, after going on their long streak, now people are commenting that they're washed. I love to see it. Really good stuff at the end of the day. TSM up there is probably what I think most people are excited for. See these stats broken down. I think many people are excited to mostly see TSM up here. Also, still a little bit worried about what's going on with EEC, because on the flip side of this, you can see Carter's also playing with them. So where are they going to go? You haven't seen these teams technically play at like the same time, I guess, but I just don't know where these rosters are going to fall. Of course, Complexity is still rocking with theirs, so I don't really see Monsoon going anywhere. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me right now. Obviously, we've seen crazier things in the past, so, you know, stay tuned. One of the biggest storylines was this TSM thing. So many people have been talking about what Verhul said, what Hal said, what the reactions are, and we get it, but not many people are talking about what Reps said. And I think it's what a lot of people that are in the middle, a lot of the moderate thinkers are probably agreeing with this as well. It's an unfortunate situation, and I think Reps shows a lot of maturity here. Here's what Reps had to say. Roll the clip.
All I'll say about it is absolutely nothing was needed to be said, and we all could have moved on peacefully and just accepted we had one of the best runs in Apex, and that's what I'm gonna do. So that's my only comment on it.
Chat, I didn't even think joining TSM I'd win more. I thought the team that I was on was better. Like I came from ESA with Duplex and Skittle Cakes.
Alright, that's an insane take.
And I joined TSM purely for the viewership. That was the only reason why, because it was a more like secure financial decision.
Like, that's an insane take. Let's be real. Oh fuck. I mean, he's probably not lying, but that's an insane thing to think at the time.
Really sucks to see like the fan favorite team, the holy grail of teams at one point, what was the people's team, they're all like turning on each other. The drama's getting crazy. You're seeing sides of people I don't think you were expecting to see. And like Rep said, none of this really had to happen. We could have just moved on, went about our way, and just ended it there. Now, we also had the women's competitive team playing in their scrims as well, and then some drama came after the fact. So TSM in first place. You also had Weewoo in second, Zenith in third. So if you took a look at these stats, you probably recognize a lot of these names, right? Like Sabs in first, Janie's team in second. But there was a lot of drama after the fact of like these teams substituting players. Like it seems like there's a lot of drama inside the women's scene for quite some time, unfortunately. But people were complaining about them having subs. And, you know, Janie came out to say not everyone has the luxury to just sit at home and play the game all day. Some people have got jobs, and you've got quote retweets of this as well saying, you know, we have jobs. We don't always have the time to do this. That's why you see some of these subs. And, you know, some even saying like if you've ever worked a 9 to 5, then you'll understand it is not an easy thing to do. So once again, unfortunately, I mean, on the flip side, you do have some people like, you know, Stomp saying I work 50 to 55 hours a week, Monday through Friday. I got 2 kids and a wife, and I still manage to scrim every day. It's just passion. You can make it happen. But hey, I'll be on the flip side to say that I work a lot of those hours. I've got a wife and 2 kids, and I know I couldn't commit to that. So it is very difficult to do, but at least people are still trying to stay involved. Also, another influx of quote false bans going around. I saw one with It's Nuts coming out yesterday. Then we see this one as well saying I've never cheated a day in my life. What's going on? It was an influx of this morning. I saw multiple people saying that they got banned. And of course, even Tifa saying, you know, like, what is this? Hard to really know because it seems like a lot of people that post these always have this content creator vouch, and you don't really know if you can trust it because we've seen people that, you know, definitely were cheating that, you know, did get a vouch. So I don't really know. It's just one of those things where I guess I don't think we'll ever win this battle. And honestly, it just gets annoying to talk about over time. Also wanted to mention coming schedules for this and next week. So just in 2 days, this Sunday, you're going to have Cloud9, Disguise, Flat, Furia, Liquid, Native, Oblivion, Stallions, Temper, Vanity, and then TSM, Edger, Skidmark, Not Moist, NGNL, Empire, LG, EC, Complexity, and Board. That's not going to be Group A, right? That's just Group B and Group C. You're going to have some people playing this week. They're not playing next week. That might be where you see some of the roster flips. Weave obviously has a little bit of a time off, so I can see why they're trying to make decisions now because they're going to be playing the following week in Group A versus Group B because they are in that Falcons and Tripods group along with E8 CCE as well. Interested to see really what Tech's future is because at one point we thought Meat Lovers were coming back into the scene after the whole, you know, roster updates. Then apparently it wasn't going to be happening because some teams were going back together. So CCE doing really good in those scrims yesterday with Tech really have me thinking, does he find himself back somewhere? And will we eventually see the end of the Meat Lovers if he does join an organization that has to, you know, get rid of that name? So interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comment section below about all the topics mentioned in today's video. What's your take on the TSM drama at the end of the day? I think it's about time to wrap it up. I think Reps has a very good take. We all could have moved on from this. None of this had to happen, but interested to see what your thoughts are. Let me know. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.